As your Instagram continues to grow, you're going to find yourself with new followers who don't know who you are yet, which means every once in a while, it's a wise choice to introduce yourself. Every month or so, you should be putting out a post that kind of gives people a good idea of who you are as a person outside of all the other things that you're posting. So let me break down 9 different ways you can be introducing yourself in a fun and innovative way so that you can get to know your audience while they're getting to know you as well, so that it's not the same boring bio every single time. Keep in mind, as you're posting this, your normal followers will be there as well. So you don't want to say the same thing the exact same way every single time you're posting, which means you got to mix it up a little bit. So start off with something like, there are some new faces around here. Let me introduce myself, and I want you to introduce yourself as well. And then tell them a little bit about you. This is going to be something interesting, something that's going to be relatable. You can kind of give some of your credentials, but you want to make sure you're doing it in a very storytelling, conversational way. So if you just met somebody at the coffee shop in town this morning, how would you introduce yourself? You tell a little bit about your job and your occupation and your credentials, but more so you're going to talk on a relatable level. So what you're doing that day, what you like to do, what your hobbies are, things that will allow people to connect with you. And then you want to end with a call to action, asking them to introduce themselves as well. Remember, this is a two-way street. This is not you just talking to people. So you want to make sure that you're giving them open doors and opportunities to respond to you in any of these 9 versions. To make sure this is fun and engaging, we're going to add some games into this as well. So the next one that you can be doing is 2 truths and a lie. This is a fan favorite, and people love guessing which of the 3 facts you're going to give them is not actually accurate. So you're going to make these big outlandish statements about your life, probably more along the personal side, but you could do it business inspired as well, and then let them guess in the comments which one is accurate and which one is not. Now, the pro tip is to challenge them to then give you 2 truths and a lie and make you guess as well. This is going to give you a lot of information about the people who are following you, and then it is that reciprocal conversational piece that you can continue on inside of your conversations, which is going to help you with your algorithm standing. So playing games like 2 truths and a lie is going to be really, really good for building camaraderie, for finding similarities and commonalities, and for getting that conversation going. The good news is that your introductions don't have to be super, here's me, here's about me. You can make these very conversational. So instead of saying, I'm going to introduce myself because it's been a while, you can say something along the lines of, here's a story that happened to me recently, and tell them a bit about you through the story that you're telling. So what happened when you went to that coffee shop recently? Or what's a lesson that you learned recently inside of your business? Or what's a weird thing that recently happened to you that they can connect with on some kind of level? Now you want to make sure we're using those calls to action again to get people into your conversations, into your comments, and to make sure that they're telling stories back. Because we're treating this as an introduction, but we want to do it in a way where they're giving you information as well. This is not just you giving them a story, you're asking if they relate to it in some way or if they've had a similar experience. So you're giving them a bit of you, and if you're good at crafting this, you can really fill in a lot of those blanks when it comes to you, your business, your personality inside of this story, how you're crafting it, so that they can get to know you a little bit better on a personal level that's kind of also related to your business, but then relate to it on a personal level for them because they're giving you those stories as well. Another great way to introduce yourself is to post a photo of a place that you really enjoy being. This could be the ocean, this could be your cabin when you were camping as a child, this could be somewhere you like going now as an adult to take a break from your work. You're going to tell the behind the scenes story of why this place is so important to you and use it as an introduction. So when I am not doing this inside of my business, I love to go here, or I love to pause and think about my time here. It really inspired me to do this inside of my business. You're using it as a way to introduce yourself, to tell a little bit about your life outside of your work, to make that personalized connection, and then you can work in some facts about you. So let's say you're giving a story of your favorite location. Why does that enhance who you are as a person? And list a couple of those points that it really pulls out those strengths. For me, I might say something like, my favorite place in the entire world is the ocean. I love to be by the beach with the sand and the water, watching the dolphins out in the waves, and I love it because it inspires me to level up my photography and to try new things and to be bold and to wear really pretty dresses out on the beach to take photos and all these things that then connect back to my business and to who I am as a person. And I can introduce myself as a photographer, as an ocean lover, as somebody who loves to be out in the waves, as somebody who is creative, as somebody who is running this business, but also using it out on the beach to inspire and encourage things. And that way you can introduce yourself to them through this storytelling based on a location of a photo or a video clip that that you're posting on your Instagram. Which actually brings us to another really effective one. What I do on my time off. And this can actually be a bullet point list or it can be a paragraph story. So when you are not working in your business, what are you doing? You're listing out things about yourself or things that you're doing. And it could be anything from loving going to the ocean and going on vacations to running errands to going to the farmer's market on Saturday to just things that you do around the house when you are not working. You can pick the theme of this. So you can say what I do in my house when I'm not in front of my computer working, or what I do on weekends when I'm not working, or what I do when I go on vacation away from my job. And that way you've got different variations of this for the coming months as you're continuing to put out these introductions. Now, you are going to be doing this more so in an introductory way and then asking them what they do on their time off, which also gives you a lot of really great information about your audience so you can learn more and have those conversations inside of your comments. Now, remember when I said your audience is going to love games? I've got another really good one for you that goes over really well on the platform and in general with people. It's called Would You Rather, and you're going to flat out say, let's play a game to get to know each other. We're going to play Would You Rather, answer these 3 to 5 questions. Now, do not do more than 5 because if they have to type a bunch of answers, it's going to get a little boring, it's going to get a little problematic, and they're probably not going to do it. So keep it as short as possible. So then you're going to say, would you rather, number 1, this or that? Number 2, would you rather this or that? Number 3, would you rather this or that? And they can just say this or that, or they can give you an explanation. Now, do not require an explanation. That means they're not going to take action in a lot of cases because it's extra typing, but a lot of people will choose to explain it to you as well. Now, underneath those questions, say, I'll go first, and post your answers. You want to make sure that you're saying your answers and you explain why. So don't require them to explain why, but inspire them to explain why because you are doing this as well. This allows them to get to know you and you to get to know them. Plus it's a fun game that people can just type a couple of words and now all of a sudden they're interacting with you. Of course, no introduction series is going to be complete without your origin story. You have to tell people how and why you created your business. So let's jump into a conversation where you're saying it's been a hot minute since I've introduced myself. If you're new here, let me tell you how I created my business and actually tell the story of it. Now, we don't want all the pitfalls, we don't want all the scars, we don't want all the damage, we want the pretty version of this. In other posts and other conversations, you can get into the hardships of business and how you overcame them, but here we want the sparkly made-for-TV version of the 30-second pitch that you would be giving to people on how you started your business. This is meant to be inspiring and encouraging. And if you did come over or overcome something really big and important, sure, you can absolutely mention that, but we're not drilling down on that in this conversation. So then you're going to be asking, how did you get started in your job? Or how did you get started doing whatever? You can ask questions to get those comments in the bottom as well. Another tried and true way to introduce yourself without actually saying you're introducing yourself is 3 facts about me. Every once in a while, you can put up a really cute picture of yourself or a video, and you can say, here are 3 facts about me. Now give me 3 facts about you, and make these very interesting. These could be business related, it could be personal related, or it could be fun and quirky type things. You can even theme it if you want. Here are 3 facts about me within the hobbies that I like, or 3 facts about me with how I drive my car. And you could talk about the way that you drive or the quirks that you have while you drive. You can talk about 3 facts about me when it comes to vacations and talk about how you look for specific hotels or specific pools to book hotels with and all of those things. So you can theme it as you go, make it a little bit more fun, but delivering 3 facts about you and then asking for 3 facts about them is going to be great for your conversations. Another great way to get people's attention is, did you know? Did you know these facts about me? And you're going to give something weird, something random, something unique about yourself and tell it in story form. So, did you know that I once made props for a Channing Tatum film? That's a pretty interesting hook, right? And yes, I actually did that. I would then go on to explain how it works and let them get to know me through that story. But did you know statements with really good, unique, weird, fascinating facts about you is going to draw people in, and then of course you can ask a question related to that as well. Your goal is to introduce yourself to people at least once a month for the new followers and to then connect with your old followers as well. Always follow up with that call to action and make sure you hit that subscribe and notification bell because every single day I'm dropping tips and tricks to help you level up on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, live streaming, and within the tools and resources that you can use to save yourself time, energy, and stress to create your social content so you can be present online without having to be there every second of every day so you can get back to what you love doing, running your business and living your best life. Drop your questions below and I'll see you in the next episode.